Welcome to Undisputed, live from Los Angeles. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
Happy Friday.
How is Shannon this morning?
Good week.
Yeah?
Yeah, good
Feeling
week.
good.
Jenny, I'm so glad you're on his team because he needed so much help. You have changed his life. You've changed his game. You've upped his game.
What?
He now
What
has,
is this about, Skip?
I don't know.
What is this about?
Yeah, I mean, 2 years. I mean, is this what? Is this what? Is this?
You know, you become almost viable competition now. You're credible because you got Jenny on your side.
You've allowed Jenny to come between you and I?
No.
Yeah, what else?
How are you, Jenny?
Hey.
A little much. It's a little much. Black Friday coming in all hot. We have a lot to talk about today. Nick Foles had a pretty bad night. Tom Brady has a new travel buddy. And OBJ, well, he might have a big payday. But let's start with the Browns. And we've been doing that a lot lately. Tyrod Taylor made his third consecutive start last night, but made Browns fans nervous when he fell on his wrist and left the game. Taylor missed a drive, but was able to return and finish the half. He completed 11 of his 16 passes. Baker Mayfield took over again in the second half, completed 8 of his 12 passes, but threw a bad interception and took a nasty hit to the head. Take a listen to the rookie QB on his performance.
I would never say it's a good opportunity when our leader and captain and Ty goes down. But yeah, getting out there with the ones, that's something I need to do. I did that tonight, and that's why I'm disappointed in myself. I didn't take advantage of it. I didn't, play my best game. So that's on me. That's, what we do with the reps. I just have to play the best when I get them, and that's plain and simple and how it is. Disappointed in myself, got in there with the first team, got to get the ball out quicker. Things that I'll look back on tape, I'll definitely improve from, but not my best work at all.
Shannon, who looked better to you last night, Baker or Tyrod?
Skip, in all honesty, there's really not a whole lot separating these two guys. I think the fact that Baker turned the football over, this was a golden opportunity. And we saw, let's take Tyrod, Skip. We saw Tyrod take him down the field, and then he falls on his wrist. He comes out of the ball game. Now, Tyrod went back in the game. He went back in the game for 2 reasons. New offense, he needs the rep, plus that's Baker Mayfield. He's like, if I don't go back in this ball game and Baker Mayfield plays really well, this is the last dress rehearsal. He's going to start opening week. That's just the way it is. Hugh and John Dorsey are going to say, Tyrod, we want you to get that wrist healthy, everything, and Baker gets in there, and then he never looks back. So Tyrod had to get back in this ball game. You hear Baker Mayfield talk about it, Skip. He didn't take advantage of the opportunity because this was a golden opportunity. He got an opportunity to work with the number ones, and you would have, considering the way he played earlier in the first two preseason games, you're like, okay, Baker got the ones in there. He about to do some things, and he didn't play particularly well, Skip. And he turned the football over. So with that being said, I know it's hard on you. I know it hurt you that he threw that pick. It hurt you that he turned the ball over because this was a golden opportunity to prove Skip Bayless right. Baker Mayfield, Oklahoma, walk on it. Texas Tech, walk on it. Oklahoma, he's the starting quarterback. Would have proved you right because Skip Bayless. The one thing I know about Skip Bayless, Jen, you're going to learn.
Okay.
He loves being right. He has no problem telling you that he was right. I was ahead of the curve. I said.
Jenny, what you're learning already, I'm always right. I'm up 11 cases of Diet Mountain Dew.
Temporarily.
I don't know.
Temporary. That's temporary access.
11 cases.
That's okay.
Go ahead.
Tell
me when it's my turn.
It's not your turn yet.
I got to go here.
He's
I got
so ready.
so much.
Skip, it's 3 minutes. I'm 3 minutes in. That's it.
I think we're 4.5.
No, hold on.
What's your stopwatch say? Huh?
Anyway, as I was saying, looking over here at my note,
Yeah.
Skip, I just think this was a golden opportunity for Baker. He didn't take full advantage of it. And so considering that I don't believe either guy will play game 4, Drew Stanton will probably bring the troops all the way home. Yeah. I believe Tyrod Taylor's done enough to remain the starter. And to unseat the incumbent, Skip, you have to beat him. And that's not what happened.
So, Jenny, I guess I'm going to have to get another new TV because I'm seeing a whole different game from him. Or maybe you need new glasses.
No,
because
these
I got 2015 vision here with my lazy.
Only in one eye.
No, both. I mean, the combination of it is 2015. So, you want me to start reading the prompter?
No.
Nick Foles was
Stick
really
to your
good.
job,
Sorry.
please.
So, here's what I saw last night. Obviously, my guy Baker Mayfield wasn't quite as sharp or hot as he was in the first 2 preseason games. And Tyrod, as usual, wasn't bad. But it was still readily apparent by the end of the night that if this team really wants to go places, Baker Mayfield is just better than Tyrod Taylor. And he must start if they want to make the splash that I believe they are fully capable of making, that their defense made again last night, because the defense is coming alive. It is coming of age.
Greg got him playing, Greg
So
Williams.
let's start with your man, Tyrod Taylor. You have defended him from the start. And my ultimate man is Dak Prescott. And what did you do the other day to Dak Prescott? You said, how about yards per attempt? Your man Steve Owens, the Heisman Trophy winner, your researcher had found some golden stat. And even Jenny echoed and said, that's a great stat. Remember yards per attempt from Dak the other night?
Yeah.
5.7 yards in his preseason game.
Yes.
Number 2. And you said, well, that was no better than Joe Flacco's NFL worst 5.7 yards per attempt last year, right?
Yep.
Can you tell me that, Mr. Sharp?
I told you that.
Last night, Tyrod Taylor. You want to talk about hitting bottom? His yards per attempt, 4.1. So let's see, Dak, you just blasted the other night at 5.7 per attempt. Last night, Tyrod, or is it Dink and Dunkrod Taylor? Maybe that's what we should call him. 4.1 yards per attempt? Are you kidding me? How do you defend that, Mr. Sharp?
You don't defend it.
Oh, thank you very much. So he also got a break in a way because, number one, I did admire the guts because he sucked it up, high pain threshold. And to your point, he said, I just got to get back in there.
Yeah, exactly.
He wanted to show the coaches that he would play through the pain. And yet the x-rays were, they said, negative. So nothing apparently was broken that they could see right away. They said they will monitor today. But he did suck it up and he came back in. But what had just happened that we lost focus on? Tyrod Taylor's offense had first and goal at the 1. First and goal at the 1. And he threw one pass to Jarvis Landry, incomplete. And he threw another one to little Damian Ratley out of Texas A&M, incomplete. And then on 3rd and goal, he went to Jarvis Landry again, incomplete. And on 4th and goal, he scrambled left, and tried to throw it to Jarvis Landry, incomplete. And then unfortunately fell on his left wrist. It looked bad. It looked like the wrist rolled completely.
Can we get one run?
Okay.
What about two runs?
I knew you were going to go play calls, but they put the ball in Tyrod Taylor's hand.
Stop it.
4 straight times. They went Russell Wilson in the Super Bowl. They went to Tyrod.
Exactly.
Really? Tyrod 4 times, and they couldn't get a yard? Baker Mayfield makes one of those plays in his sleep. He puts the ball in his back pocket and just trots in the end zone. You know how he is. He just makes plays.
No.
There's a chance to make a play and make a splash, and Tyrod did not. But he got the sympathy break because all the focus went on, he's injured, and it looked like he could be gone.
If you don't mind me asking, did Baker not have 2 quarters to make a play?
Okay. Well, you got to defend your man Tyrod because that's not very good.
No, hold on, but
4.1 per attempt.
But you make it seem like Baker lit it up.
Okay,
he had 12 attempts for 76 yards.
All right, so let's go back to Baker Mayfield. So he did get thrown into the fire.
Oh, now he's thrown in.
Well, he was because he wasn't ready for this.
Why?
Has he ever been a backup quarterback? No, he always walks in as a walk-on and just takes over the whole team.
Well, he ain't done that yet.
All right, well, he hasn't been doing that yet. So it was a little bit of a shock to the team because I think he really admires Tyrod. When he talks about him, I think he's in awe of his veteran leadership.
Well, Tom Brady did that. He was a button used to being a backup, and Drew Bledsoe got hurt. And what did he do, Skip?
Well, he got to finish that game, but they lost that game. But then he got a fresh week to get ready for the next game, and then magic started happening and history happened.
Well, maybe magic could happen for Baker.
All right, so Baker comes in. And let's talk about that first series that Baker Mayfield is in because the Eagles' defense was flying last night, too, and it's got something to prove. And it is, I must admit, as a Dallas Cowboy fan, it is flat out loaded. Now they got Jordan Hicks back. I'm like, my God. And they got Michael Bennett flying inside. So what happens? It gets to 3rd and 9 from the Cleveland 35. And what did Baker Mayfield do? He pulls off the throw of the night on the deep out to Rashard Higgins.
Oh, that was a nice throw.
Hey,
very good
this
throw.
Not good. See, this is
Great
just,
deep out.
that's just beyond Tyrod.
Oh, stop it, Skip, baby. You know good well he can make that throw.
That's a whip of a throw.
That's a routine throw.
Routine throw. You know what? That's a big-time pro football throw. That's what that is. And by the way, look at this. Michael Bennett hits him up under the chin. Should that not have been 15 yards?
No.
That was a
Good
shot
tackle.
to the jaw. Yeah, you're laughing
Good tackle.
saying that.
Good tackle.
You know what? That's 15, and it also shows you he can flat get up. You know, he's going to take the hit and get right back up. So then a little later, we get to There it is again. Oh, what a throw that was. I could watch that all
just
day.
keep playing it?
Yeah, we just play it the whole show, and our ratings would be through the roof.
Take it off.
Because everybody's on.
Take it off,
Baker's team.
Healy.
So then we get to the second half, and